Big Island in the last week, and they may get worse. The United States Geological Survey said if lava in the Kilauea volcano summit drops beneath groundwater levels, the inflow of water could result in steam-driven explosions. The USGS warns that steam-driven ballistic projectiles, blocks measuring 2 meters across and weighing up to several tons, could be sent flying 1 kilometer from the summit. Smaller blocks may travel farther. As if that wasn't bad enough, here's what some locals were facing just last week. Citing geologists, Reuters reports an explosive eruption could send ash plumes as high as 6,000 meters. Ash clouds and other even smaller debris from such an event could spread up to 19.2 kilometers from the Kilauea summit. The last time there was a large-scale explosive eruption from Kilauea was in 1924. Even bigger ones occurred in the late 18th century. In a preliminary analysis dated May 8, 2018, the USGS said no events are likely in the short term, but still, they didn't rule it out altogether. She's as cruel as she is kind. Enormous sinkhole opens overnight in New Zealand. That's not a sinkhole. Now that's a sinkhole. A massive sinkhole has opened up on a dairy farm in New Zealand, exposing 60,000-year-old volcanic rock deposits. According to CBS News, the sinkhole appeared after several days of heavy rainfall on a farm near the North Island town of Rotorua. Experts say rains dissolved underground limestone over thousands of years, which eventually caused the ground to collapse and form the canyon. The sinkhole is 20 meters deep, roughly 6 stories high, and around 220 meters long, about the length of 2 soccer fields. Volcanologist Brad Scott told TVNZ that the fissure appeared on the crater of a long-dormant volcano. Scott said the deposits at the bottom of the sinkhole were the original 60,000-year-old volcanic deposits that came out of the crater. Farmer Colin Tremaine said the huge hole appeared overnight on his farm and was spotted by one of his workers last week.
Hurricane categories and how they're classified.
Kilauea, a volcano on Hawaii's Big Island, might be close to eruption. Hundreds of tiny earthquakes rattled the area over the course of a few days at the end of April into May, pointing toward a possible outbreak. Officials are telling nearby residents to stay alert. One scientist told the Hawaii County Mayor's office the seismic activity was similar to another Kilauea eruption back in 1955. That eruption lasted around 3 months and covered about 3,900 acres of land with lava. The Hawaii County Civil Defense told residents in the area to have an emergency plan ready in case they need to evacuate. Scientists say magma is obviously flowing underground, but there's no way to say when or even if the volcano will actually erupt.
The Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island continues to spew lava and toxic gas. That and a magnitude 6.9 earthquake has forced thousands of residents and tourists on the island to flee. The quake struck Friday local time, and officials in the state say it was one of dozens that hit within 24 hours. Volcanic vents, which bring lava to the Earth's surface, have opened up in residential areas some miles away from Mount Kilauea's summit. Levels of sulfur gas in the air have made it too dangerous for some people to go home or to work, and officials say they expect the volcanic activity will continue. The earthquake knocked out power to some 14,000 residents, though it's reported that power has been restored for about half of them so far. There have been over
over 450 earthquakes on or near Hawaii's Big Island since the Kilauea volcano began erupting Thursday. On Friday night, a magnitude 6.9 earthquake struck the area. It's reportedly the largest to hit the island since 1975. Since the volcanic activity began, fissures have opened on neighborhood streets. Deadly levels of sulfur dioxide gas have reportedly been detected. The gas is stopping people from returning to evacuated areas, and anyone remaining in the areas have been told to evacuate since emergency crews could not help. Officials aren't sure how long the eruption will continue. NBC News says there haven't been any reports of injuries so far.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's Phil James. Today is Wednesday. It is May 16th, and it's 2018. So here's the newest from Hawaii right now. Hawaii volcano eruption live. USGS issues red alert for imminent eruption today. That's the latest. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano could be about to become more violent after intensified explosions sent ash clouds 12,000 feet into the sky, triggering a red alert warning. Here is the latest news and updates.
The rest of these standing there like
Now, I really like using this footage because it's from this guy that lives there in Leilani Estates. So it's not the news, you know what I mean? That is that's a man, like a citizen, that's going and recording these lava fissures and putting it on Facebook. There's Lava News. That guy, I can't remember his name, but yeah, he's a citizen and he's doing it on his own. So I've been trying to stay up with him. So here you go. The USGS issued a highest possible warning, meaning major volcanic eruption is imminent, underway, or suspected with hazardous activity both on the ground and in the air. USGS said planes could be affected with the ash from Kilauea traveling into air routes. Ash and volcanic smog, also known as VOG, has reached the community of Pahala, located 18 miles from the summit. Around 2,000 residents have already been evacuated. Oh yeah, okay. More than 2,000 have been evacuated from the Big Island, with Hawaiian authorities on standby for mass evacuations should the explosions worsen. One of the worst affected areas is 25 miles down Kilauea's eastern flank near the village of Pahoa. Lava has swept through residential properties and farmland and is threatening one of the last exit routes from the coastal areas, State Highway 132. Hawaiian Volcano Observatory Deputy Scientist in Charge Steve Brantley warned at any time activity may become more explosive, increasing the intensity of ash production and producing ballistic projectiles near the vent. So obviously they think this is about to get much worse, or at least that's what they're claiming. With that being said, though, so the reason I'm covering this, right, this volcano, I've covered it for the past couple days now. Why? Well, because as this thing worsens, this Kilauea volcano is once again directly centered of the Ring of Fire. So if this thing starts exploding like crazy and doing some crazy stuff, there's a good chance it's going to stress out the ring of fire, like, around, you know what I'm saying? So that's the way I'm viewing this. Like, there's a very good chance that, you know, something could happen, like more earthquakes, more volcanoes on the ring of fire, and it's all due to this Hawaii stuff. So 12:45 update. State crews have reopened Highway 130 and Lower Puna after covering new cracks with additional plates. Earlier, the State Department of Transportation, the thoroughfare would not open to local traffic as planned because of new cracks that have developed overnight. Okay, so here you see it. You know, yeah, it's all today. Everybody's worried today that this is going to erupt because just the way it's looking, you know, with everything that's going on, with the 450 earthquakes that hit in under 24 hours in Hawaii, you know, so it's starting to seem like, you know, that Hawaii might actually erupt, and it might actually be kind of gnarly, you know what I mean? So keep your eyes open. All right, so rumors suggest the volcano could cause a mega tsunami. Well, that's because there's some sort of phenomenon taking place where this lava travels sideways underground and goes out into the ocean. And when it gets to the ocean, it's capable of causing a tsunami. So that's what that rumor is about. Yeah, so mega tsunamis. All right, so I'll leave a link to this article. I went through quite a few, as you saw in this video, and then also used a YouTube clip. So I will leave links to this article right here and the YouTube clip if you'd like to see it for yourself. To finish reading this also. So here is the volcanic map in Hawaii. So this is all the open lava vents, you know what I mean, that you can see. The ongoing eruption continues to cause chaos on Big Island, with the CDA issuing fresh warnings earlier this morning, all about the, you know, being in the red alert because it can erupt at any second. All right. Fissure 6 is now active again as 17 continues to spew lava. There's 18 that I know of right now, 18 massive fissures or cracks in the ground, which continue to happen all over the earth. Something just happened yesterday in the continental U.S. Something went all the way across the country, underground, apparently, and caused the USGS to pick it up with seismic, like Richter scale type stuff. So instruments picked something up shooting across the country yesterday. Kind of strange, I thought. All right, so there's an ash cloud 12,000 feet in the sky right now in Hawaii. There are breathtaking pictures of Kilauea's ash clouds. So we'll go ahead and let these play through maybe, if it does it. Looks grim, doesn't it? Look at that shit. Man, that's gnarly. Are you kidding me? Yeah, sorry this video is long, guys, but, you know, I wanted to get as much Hawaii covered as possible. But, you know, I'm killing two birds here with this video. The sulfur dioxide references with contradicting media stories. I've already mentioned it once, but they're now talking about people suffocating in Hawaii due to all the sulfur dioxide coming out, which is strange because they talk about spraying hundreds of thousands of tons of sulfur dioxide or sulfuric acid. So it's like, really, guys? Come on. That's why I include this little David Keith interview in this video, so you can understand what I'm getting at with this. You know, this is what they want to do. They want to spray this shit in the sky. You know, they want to mimic that. So, yeah, you see the pictures. You know, you see this stuff going on. It's pretty crazy. Hammers in the dryer is what the lava sounds like. hammers and a dryer coming out. Yeah, more than 12,000 feet in the air. So yeah, once again, I will leave a link to this very informative article here, because this is the most informative article I've seen so far. Yeah, so here you go. Yeah, get this, 8 a.m., this is today. Michelle Combs, a geologist at the Alaska Volcano Observatory, said the toxic gas coming out of 21 fissures caused by the volcano. Levels of the toxic gas are dangerous in some places, Hawaii County officials said. Severe conditions may exist, such as choking and inability to breathe, the agency added. This is a serious situation that affects the entire exposed population. Well, you don't say. So what's geoengineering do? Yeah, they're only adding 1% more pollution than what we already do. But the point is, they're adding it purposely. And they know damn well that it'll kill 10,000 more people a year. And as they continue to spray, they have to continue to spray more. And then once they continue to spray and start spraying, they can't stop because of the impacts it causes on life. So, there you go. Now you... Yo, what's up, y'all? Spell James. Today is Wednesday, May 16th, 2018. So, yep, you already know the drill. Got a video coming. Hold on. Check this out.
Happening already. You ever look at those planes up there? They have contrails behind them. Maybe all those planes are the contrails. Maybe they're actually spraying chemicals into the atmosphere right now, and Uncle Sam isn't telling us.
Seems extremely unlikely. The
That the United States is not telling something to its citizens? That seems extremely likely to me. Read the newspaper.
And then you have these assholes laughing about it. The fact that the United States keeps something from its citizens, and then all these asshole citizens are laughing about it because it's funny, apparently. But whatever.
Welcome to the floor, everybody. My guest tonight is a Harvard scientist with a new book called A Case for Climate Engineering. That's how you end up with a Sharknado. Please welcome David Keith.
I never caught that before. That's how you end up with a Sharknado. No shit, dude. That's exactly how you end up with a Sharknado. Geoengineering. Good call, Stephen Colbert.
Dr. Keith, what do you got? What are you calling you?
I'm good with Mr.
Mr. Keith. Okay, all right. Now you got a little book here called A Case for Climate Engineering. How will we save the planet? Because all the people, all the Chicken Littles out there are saying that the planet is warming up. You don't believe that, do you?
I totally believe it. It is warming up, and I've been thinking about, along with many other people, ways to stop it.
Okay, does it involve me using one of those little pigtail light bulbs?
That is a useful thing to do, and I have those in my house, but I'm thinking about something else.
Okay, good. What's the other thing? Because I'd like to do anything other than that.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do we do?
So the other thing is horrifying. It is that you could actually spray sulfuric acid into the stratosphere, 20 kilometers over our head.
Or what? Sulfur dioxide. Exactly what's coming out where? Hawaii. How about that? Because they want to mimic volcanoes.
And use that to stop the planet warming up in a kind of ugly tech fix.
You can spray something into the atmosphere to change. Okay,
spray pollution into the atmosphere to stop it warming.
So in the end, pollution saved them all. We owe pollution. We owe acid rain an apology, is what you're saying.
A totally imperfect technical fix.
Okay.
It would have risks. It wouldn't get us out of the long-run need to stop polluting, but it might actually save people and be useful.
Okay, so how? Again, I interrupt you slightly there. How does it work? How many planes are we talking about here? How do you do this?
So let's say you wanted to stop it warming in 2020.
Yeah.
You'd start with a fleet of just 2 or 3 kind of modified business jets.
What kind of like a G6?
Yeah, like a G6.
Like a G6.
That's
like
it.
A G6.
And you'd put, say, 20,000 tons of sulfuric acid into the stratosphere every year, and each year you have to put a little more, and this doesn't, in the long run, mean that you can forget about cutting emissions. We will need to rein in.
No, we'll get to it eventually, yeah.
It
In
does.
the meantime, we're shrouding the earth in sulfuric acid.
So people are terrified about talking about this because they're scared that it will prevent us cutting emissions.
Right, and also that it's sulfuric acid.
It is.
You're bearing the lead. Is there any possible way this could come back to bite us in the ass? Blanketing the earth in sulfuric acid, because I'm all for it. This is the all-chocolate dinner. I still get to have my CO2, and I just need to spray sulfuric acid.
Right?
All over the earth.
Right question, but we put 50 million tons of sulfuric acid in the air now as pollution, and it kills 1 million people a year worldwide.
Okay, and that's
so
good or bad?
It's terrible.
But it'll be better if we put more in.
We're talking about 1% of that, a tiny fraction of that. So we should reduce that sulfuric acid.
So if it kills 1 million people and
It's
we're only
bad.
doing 1% more, we're just killing 10,000 more people.
You can do math.
Okay.
But that's, so killing people is not the objective here.
Killing people, not the objective. I just wanted to be clear.
Not the objective? Is that? Okay.
I just wanted to be clear.
Actually slowing
All right.
climate change, actually stopping climate change in a way that could help people this generation, people living now, in a way there's no other easy alternative.
Can you just do it for part of the planet?
Pretty much the whole planet.
No, but could you? Could you just just make things better for the United States?
Very hard to do. It seems that this is mostly global. But the big fear is that one country will want it one way and one the other, like two frat boys arguing over the thermostat. And in many ways, the biggest fear here, we have no idea how to actually agree about how to control the planet's thermostat.
So let's say the United States and China say, yeah, let's do it. But Russia and India say, yeah, not do it.
This is the kind of stuff I wake up sweating about. Exactly.
Well, it's your goddamn idea.
Yeah, good call, Colbert. He wakes up sweating about it, I'm sure, right? Unbelievable. But you like that? Sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid and pollution kill 1 million people a year. David Keith wants to add 1% more to the atmosphere every year, which on average will kill 10,000 more people, like extra every year, which, I just covered that in another article. Harvard scientist says you may kill tens of thousands of people as a direct result of the decision to geoengineer. Just covered that 2 days ago. So, everybody knows this, but I really like this, and I wanted to show it because Colbert is a witty smartass, and, American people just laugh about their freedoms being taken away. So, figured I'd show it real quick.
Oh, it actually turns out to be an old idea. This was known since President Johnson, and the scientific community mostly decided not to talk about it for fear that people would then lose the threat of cutting emissions.
Now, what happens to the sulfuric acid after it's sprayed? Does it just stay up there?
No, it rains down.
Okay.
But as I said, it rains down.
Okay.
It's a tiny addition to what we're already doing.
Have you gotten some grief for suggesting this?
Sure. This is like writing a book that's the case for leprosy.
He got death threats from people like us, from extremist crazy people who don't like geoengineering, because, we're just geoengineering Nazis and so against it, so he got death threats from people like us and, all these emails to his Harvard website and, his Harvard account, so he's crying about that right now, so people take it easy on Keith, on Mr. Keith here.
But
do you have one of those? Is that next? Yeah, it's a great weight loss plan.
But also, many people are happy that people are finally talking about this because while it is ugly, it does appear that it really could do some good.
Could an individual start this?
In practice, only a country, a big country.
What about a man in like a hollowed out volcano with henchmen who occasionally shakes his fist at the sky and says, "They said I was a fool at Harvard. Who's the fool now?"
It's the natural word.
Let's take your
I want
shake your fist and say the fools?
It's the natural worry, but I think in the end, no. This would be done by major countries, but the problem is how countries agree about where to set the thermostat. Who decides? And my biggest reason for writing the book and for talking about it is my view that we won't make good decisions in ignorance.
So we have
No shit. Nobody's going to make good decisions. No countries on this earth are even, like, not part of the problem. You see what I mean? They're all part of it. The U.S. is a problem, a major problem, and we control it all, you know? Like, we run the shit. We're the big military cock behind it all. So, you don't, you know, the country doesn't like, or like we don't like what a country's doing. The big, long, hard dick of American military goes over and bangs that country to nothing, you know? So, yeah. But the point is, this geoengineering right now, you get it, you know what I'm saying here, you understand what I'm getting at with this interview here. You know, it's pretty ridiculous. It's on mainstream television. You know, this was originally aired in 2013. I can tell you I did not see this until a lot more recent because I don't watch TV. You know, I watch Netflix here and there and play video games, but I don't watch like any mainstream cable, nothing, you know, like I just don't do it. But whatever, it's not, you get what I'm saying. So here, we'll continue.
We have to have the discussion now so that when it becomes our last hope, people can say, hey, we talked about this. Remember, we said we get to do it.
The worst way to make decisions about this would be if we all agree that we won't talk about it in polite society, we suppress it, which is basically what had been happening, and then in 20, 30, suddenly in a crisis, we make fast decisions.
Maybe it's happening already. You ever look at those planes up there? They have contrails behind them. Maybe all those planes are the contrails. Maybe they're actually spraying chemicals into the atmosphere right now, and Uncle Sam isn't telling us.
Seems extremely unlikely.
The fact that the United States is not telling something to its citizens, that seems extremely likely to me. Read the newspaper. I think they might have your idea already. Dr. Mister, thank you so much. David Keith, A Case for Climate Engineering. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying with that. You know, they like to call their shit out right on mainstream television, push it right in the face of any citizen, any sleeping citizen that happens to be watching it, and they just like to smash it in their face a little bit, and they still don't get it. So that's the whole purpose. But all right, y'all, peace. So the whole point of this video, in case you didn't get it, they sit here and make it seem like sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid, you know, in a geoengineering standpoint isn't too bad. But then when a volcano's happening, you know, they're talking about mass evacuations because there's tons of the same stuff coming out of the volcano. So, you know what I mean? They spray it on a worldwide scale, you know what I mean? And it comes down on us. You get it? See what I'm saying? So, USGS talking about evacuating people due to those chemicals. But really, in all reality, there's geoengineering programs, SAI programs, SPICE programs out there right now taking place that are literally spraying the very same compounds and chemicals in our atmosphere and then letting that acidic rain fall down on us. Or that radioactive rain because of strontium or tritium or whatever else they decide to put in it. So that's the point. Showing the comparisons and keeping you updated on Hawaii at the same time. So if this eruption happens in Hawaii, like say that an explosive eruption happens, we need to keep our eyes on the ring of fire. I'm telling you guys, it's going to ripple through that, and it's going to cause massive amounts of eruptions. In my opinion, I think this is the start of something much bigger. I've been covering these volcanoes and earthquakes for a minute now, and from what I can see, it's doing nothing but picking up massive numbers in such small amounts of days or hours. You see what I mean? So that's the point. If it erupts or if it continues to do what it's doing now, keep your eye on the ring of fire. Keep your eye on Cali because they already talked about the big one on the west coast of America erupting due to Hawaii. So keep your eyes open. Phil James, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.